Aeneas was a demigod who carried his mortal father out from the ruins of the burning city of Troy. Matt Frazier is a full human on the precipice of his third consecutive CrossFit Games title.
CrossFit. Today, we talk about the cult of CrossFit.
Oh, but I love it so much. All my friends are there.
CrossFit has done wonderfully with community. You have a community at your local gym, at your local group fitness center, like CrossFit, which is pretty much group exercise. Now, one of the issues with group exercise when it involves heavy weights, Olympic lifting, things for time, and high output, you get a lot of injuries. Now, I don't have to tell you, I'm sure, about the high injury risk of CrossFit, but what I want to do is define CrossFit.
Bruh.
I want to read straight from the CrossFit website. CrossFit is constantly varied functional movements performed at a high intensity. Gymnastics, weightlifting, running, rowing, all of these natural functional things like rowing a fucking boat. These are the core movements of life. When's the last time you rowed a fucking boat? With Lewis and Clark exploring new territory.
Now this is some history all about how a little group went west and what they found. And I'd like to take a minute, just settle right in. I'll tell you all about the Lewis and Clark expedition.
By employing a constantly varied approach to training, functional movements and intensity lead to dramatic gains in fitness. Now, when you throw around the word fitness, it's very vague, which allows CrossFit to cover every single aspect of said fitness. Rowing, gymnastics, walking, running, everything. They go on to talk about the community, a bunch of people being in one area that need camaraderie. Most of these people just need friends. Most of these people just go to work in an office all day and they want to be where their friends go. It's like going to a club or going out to dinner. You go to CrossFit and you do group exercise.
Bob, seriously, I know this sounds weird, but can we be best friends? Just us? For real?
I think we should all be best friends.
We should be.
It goes on to talk about CrossFit being driven by data. We know PRs, measuring, reps for time, all these different things. Now, one of the problems with measuring PRs and measuring certain things for time is that you're always either battling with someone else, which can be dangerous, or you're battling with yourself always, which can also be dangerous. Now, my personal approach with fitness, it's not based on a number. It's not based on a calculation. There's other facets of health and fitness, mental health, longevity that need to be applied, which is why everyone gets hurt in CrossFit, because they don't look for the longevous approach. You're never going to be ready for everything. And CrossFit tries to prepare you for everything by training you in everything. But the problem with training every style and everything all the time is that you never really excel in any one skill, which can be a high risk for people, especially getting into CrossFit. We scale load and intensity. We don't change the program.
That doesn't make sense.
It's not just how much weight you're lifting. It's not just the speed in which you're going. It's the actual proper progression based on that individual. That's the fundamental problem with group exercise, CrossFit included. You can't just scale the load and intensity and not change the fucking program.
Bruh.
That's why people are getting fucking hurt, because you're not changing the program. You're making everyone do the same fucking thing. Oh, just use a dowel, just use a bar, don't use any weights, go slower.
Okay.
Fuck. It's like the foundation of exercise science. The needs of Olympic athletes and our grandparents differ by degree, not kind. That's like comparing a minnow in a stream to a great white shark, to a fucking megalodon. I think it differs completely because Olympic athletes are specializing. Unless you're talking about the decathlon. We know how decathlons turn out for people. Shh. Too soon? Got him! Got her. Whatever. You can't just scale the load intensity. You need to customize the program. You need to change certain things based on the person. So right there, it's just like a slap across the face. Slap! For anyone that does any sort of exercise science or is any sort of a decent fitness professional.
That is what we call a bitch slap. A bitch slap for a bitch.
The program prepares trainees for any physical contingency. Not only for the unknown, but for the unknowable too. Fuck. What the fuck are those things? The things that are never able to be known? Until you know it, it's unknown. Unknowable. I can know it if you fucking tell me. Fucking bullshit. If you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of none. The reason why Olympic athletes succeed is because they specialize in a certain area of training. The reason why bodybuilders build muscles because they specify their training, right? It's called the principle of specificity. If you train a muscle or body a certain way, it's going to adapt based on the stressors, okay? So if you do bodybuilding style training, you're eating properly, sleeping right, hydration, you're gonna build muscle. If you're training for sprinting, you'll become a better sprinter. If you're training for basketball, become a better basketball player. There's no specificity with CrossFit. You're gonna become a jack of all trades, but you're gonna be a pretty shitty jack in all of those trades. And then when you're trying to do these exercises for time, and you're trying to beat someone else's PR. And the reason why the incidence of injury in CrossFit is so high is because these moves are very technical. You can't be excellent and excel in all these different areas. That's why the principle of specificity exists. The human body cannot excel in every single area. Sure, there are freaks, but they are very far and few between. So let's talk a little bit more about the business side of CrossFit. It's all about the money.
What you gonna do, Derek? Show me the money!
It's a business, right? Once they teach you information, hey everyone, look at my letters, look at my numbers, I have this certification, you're waving a piece of paper. Some of these certifications are absolute bullshit, and CrossFit does this very, very nicely with their specialty certifications. First off, each one of their regular certifications is $1,000. First off, when you become certified, these are high-level movements, and any kind of CrossFit certification isn't going to give you the necessary educational background to start instructing people on how to do a snatch or Olympic lifts. You're better off getting an actual Olympic lifting certification and really studying and shadowing under someone who knows what they're talking about. So let's go to these online courses. You got CrossFit lesson planning. Ooh, get to plan lessons. CrossFit running. Nothing like an online running class, right? We'll teach you how to run online. CrossFit spot the flaw. Fuck. I already spotted the flaw. It was the next course up. It's called CrossFit running.
I just felt like running.
Develop the ability to analyze commonly used movements from the weightlifting, gymnastics, and monostructural modalities. They use some big words to make you think, oh shit, I need to pay for this. CrossFit anatomy, head, shoulders, injury, callus, PPR, CrossFit anatomy. Where CrossFit really makes their money are their specialty courses.
Bruh.
Fuck. We just talked about CrossFit, how they don't specialize in anything, yet they're offering specialty courses. This is where they're pulling in so much money. These go for about $349 a pop. CrossFit specialty course, be your own bodyguard. The fuck does that mean? Go take a self-defense class. Don't learn from fucking CrossFit. What are you gonna do? Hit someone over the head with your Kill Cliff bottle? CrossFit culinary ninja. CrossFit flexibility.
Bruh.
CrossFit gymnastics.
Bruh.
CrossFit advanced gymnastics.
Bruh. Bruh.
CrossFit jump rope. Fuck. CrossFit kettlebell.
CrossFit Kids.
CrossFit Law Enforcement Application.
CrossFit Course Masters. CrossFit Rowing Erg. CrossFit Rowing Erg and Water. CrossFit Striking. CrossFit Strongman. CrossFit Weightlifting. CrossFit Weightlifting Level 2. Stop talking about fucking programming when it's literally pulling shit out of a hat.
What's in the box? What's in the fucking box?
I've checked it out firsthand. It's random shit. And a lot of it is very, very high intensity, but more importantly, high fatigue. You're doing things to your physical limit. You're leaving the gym wiped out, exhausted.
This may do a lot of damage to her for the rest of the event.
You're doing highly technical, highly risky movements when you're extremely fatigued. That's very, very dangerous. Most people know someone that does CrossFit. Most people know someone that does CrossFit and has gotten injured. Fuck. Now, many of these movements can cause not just short-term acute injuries, but long-term chronic injuries and chronic wear. You can prepare yourself for the unknown very well by lifting weights, doing yoga, meditating, eating healthy. You'll be fine in a pinch. You're better off with a long-term approach, not just a high-intensity, high-risk approach, because in the short term, you're gonna feel exhausted. That's why people love CrossFit. They're so tense, they're so wound up in their lives that when they exhaust themselves physically, they feel like they have more mental clarity. But it's not more mental clarity, you're just fucking wiped out, exhausted.
My boy's wicked smart.
If you combine regular, quality, progressive exercise with meditation, it's going to provide the same type of release without the high injury risk. I'm not saying that everyone that does CrossFit is stupid.
Are you stupid or something?
Stupid is, stupid does, sir.
I'm not saying that everyone that is a CrossFit coach is an idiot and doesn't know what they're doing. I'm making a very, very broad statement, but it's about the fundamental concepts of CrossFit and why so many things go wrong with it. Because at its core, the foundation, the actual approach is flawed. It's flawed with exercise science, it's flawed with everything we know about human adaptation, and it leads a lot of people down the wrong path. They want to look a certain way, they want to be healthier, lose weight. CrossFit is not the best way to do that. You don't always have to keep on pushing to the breaking point. That's not the best way to get in shape, and that's certainly not the best way to be healthy for the rest of your life.
Yeah, if I see it, I cop it. Running through stores, if I see it, I rock it. Yeah, girl, if you see it, I got it. Run it up more, we need all the profit. 100 racks back up in summer 16. Spent that whole bag on a whole summer dream. Life's complicated, no Avril Lavigne. Copped a new condo to blow us some steam. All these rappers just rapping in triplets. Pushing that product, just got a new shipment. Pushing that road 50 over the limit.